The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight with the Labor Day parade just over a week away, two unions are here tonight to talk about why they're feeling anything but happy this Labor Day. Also tonight, the Down Home West End Festival is set for Montague this Saturday with some of the biggest names in Bahamian entertainment on the lineup. We speak with the CEO of the event coming up. Also, it's the Battle of the Bands on Saturday. High schoolers are excited and ready for competition. We talk about it. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, this Labor Day parade is shaping up to be quite interesting. Obie Ferguson, president of the Umbrella TUC Union, has said members of his umbrella union will join him at the Labor headquarters, I think that's somewhere on Wolf Road, and will sit out the march. Now, many unions have pushed back against the idea, stating they will be on the march as politics and labor should not mix. And the day is about workers of the Bahamas. So, I have two union presidents joining me this evening. The president of the Bahamas Nurses Union, Muriel Lightbourne, and the president of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, Stephen McPhee, who say something different. So welcome to both of you. It's great to have you both here, union presidents. It's good to have you on the show. Let's jump right in. Madam President, Mr. President. Will your unions, the Nurses Union and BEMU, be on the Labor Day March next Friday?
Well, for the Bahamas Nurses Union, I says no. We will not be on the march on next Friday.
Why?
Because we tired.
Of?
And when you tired, you can't march, eh? Mm-hmm. I am tired, Ms. Miller, of running up and down to the ministers trying to get nurses' issues resolved.
Which ministers now?
I have the Minister of Labor and the Minister of Public Service.
Yes.
Okay, she says everything is fine. Ms. Miller, everything is not fine. When I brought two signed industrial agreement because I have to sign one with the Ministry of Health and the other with Public Hospitals Authority. Yet these agreements are signed, but they don't honor what they've signed on, what they've agreed on, and that's not sitting well with me. Mm-hmm. From I was elected in 2023, I have been running up and down to the minister. I have filed labor disputes on things that are still outstanding. How could you tell me everything is fine? I'm tired running up and down. I cannot march. Ms.
So
Miller.
wait a minute, but are these new or just union agreements you're referring to? Are they new and just and signed but just useless? What is the status of these agreements?
This agreement was signed in January 18, 2023.
So that means
it's signed.
It's a current agreement.
Right. But this expires in October of this year.
July.
And so I am going in October for a new agreement when this agreement, I still running up and down trying to get them to honor.
We're going to talk about what's not being honored and recognized in this agreement in a minute. But Mr. McPhee, Stephen
Yes.
McPhee, president of the Bahamas Educators and Managerial Union,
Yes.
BEMU. It's a little mouthful
BEMU.
sometimes. BEMU. Will your union be on the march?
Most definitely not. Not under the banner of BEMU. But what we are encouraging our members to do is just follow the same agreement that we have with the present government. What has happened, Shanique, is there are a lot of things being said in the media, and he who controls the story writes to his story. We have a memorandum of understanding with the PLP government back in 1977. We, as the trade union Congress at the time, which was recognized by that government as the voice of labor. In 1977, the then PLP government, while in power, said one of the articles in the MOU was that we shall do all that we can to support the labor movement and activities of labor. Most recently, the most talked about MOU that some who sang it running from, the same thing is repeated. So for me, I'm a bit confused that this present government now, while in opposition, August of 2021, entered into an agreement that was not an MOU, it was a workers' of agenda. 22 items, 21 of the items have nothing to do with any benefit for any member of the union or any union in specific, but more for the workers of the country, those who are private and those who are public. And in that same MOU, it repeats the same thing. So I'm saying now that that government, now that that party in opposition now is the government, it's saying now to BEMU, the workers that the government, the PLP wants to bring on the march, these are our members. So if you send out a mandate that you want in every constituency a minimum of 2 buses of PLP supporters on the parade, then who are those supporters who are PLPs or FNMs or COI? They're members of BEMU. So you're asking me to tell my members to choose between their political party and their celebration of a most historical day?
But why is it a choice? Because if for example, the PLP, the FNM, or even the coalition decide that they want to show up, which they normally do.
Yes.
The political parties have been marching with the Labor Day March before my time.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, if they decide this is what they're going to do as they normally do, and also you show up with your members, how is that somehow the biggest conflict and the biggest elephant in the room or in the road this year?
Well, it is, because until somebody show me how I could split my member in half. So half could put on a yellow, a red shirt.
But it should be up to them, shouldn't it?
Well, that is what we're doing. So for BEMUs,
so you're saying, you know what? In order so that there isn't a headache, you all can sit down and say, now, if you all want to go march with whichever party of your choice, go march.
No, I mean, if that's your interpretation, here's what I'm saying. Again, I go back to this point. The same individual who is being called to abandon the labor movement and march with a party is the same person. So I have a political preference. I vote. I support my political party. I'm being asked, even as the president, to choose between marching on Labor Day, a day designed and acknowledged for workers, or come and join the party that I support. I can't split myself in half. So what BEMU has decided to do is to say to its member, we do not want to put you in a position where you have to decide.
Right.
Wait, either way.
Well, to choose,
so
yeah.
What most don't understand is the Labor Day March represents about 10% of the Labor Day activities. So there's a church service on Sunday. BEMU and its members will be out to that. There's, after the march, there is normally a gathering at the Secretariat where the members get the opportunity to socialize and celebrate this day as it was designed. So I do not, as president with the support of my executive, want to put Shanique Miller, a member of BEMU, in a position where if Shanique comes out and march, despite what her party preference is, with the union, it's going to be And we know it. We live in a political polarized society. Victimization is the order of the day. Oh, so Shanique Miller. No, well, that's my view. That's my view.
Yes,
so
Shanique
Miller doesn't support us
I'm
because...
just saying, is this the first, because this is the first time I've heard unions say, listen, either we gonna go and march as a union, or you could march with your party, because I'll tell you, both have incredible, impressive showings each.
Yes, but this is also...
So how come this year, some unions or the TUC is taking this position?
Because this is the first year a political party has informed even the public that it will have 8,000 party members, not workers, on the parade. This is the
party members who are workers as well.
And this is the first time a political party says at the end of the parade, we will have a rally right next to the Labor Day rally. I'm saying, doesn't that call for some concern?
Madam President, do you see it that way? Because I'll tell
No,
you
but that's the facts.
That's your facts as you interpret them. I'm telling you, the way people are seeing it truly is as the way it's been since I was a reporter. Since I was a reporter covering Labor Day parades, I have seen parties in their party colors all marching, and I have seen workers and unions together marching, and it's been a beautiful thing to see and experience.
And we would be a part of the parade if that was the case, despite asking the political parties, if you want to demonstrate your commitment to workers, then why can't the party... No, don't stand out. They're workers too. They're paid. They have jobs. But why can't we have them come together under one banner of workers and just march with us? This is the first year, and this is what is being missed, that a political party says, do not march with your union.
They told them.
Well, if I say, come out and support your political party, I'm kicking off my political campaign. And no doubt, this is not one party-sided as is trying to be perceived in the public. If one party go out, I'm certain the other two going out too.
Of course.
I'm asking...
It's been happening for years,
I've never had to
PLP, one
deal
second,
with that.
1 second, just 1 second for a PSA, public service announcement, PLP. If you all told your members who happen to also be employed and members of his union and every other union in the nation that, what again? Come march with us. Come march with us.
Yes.
This is important, y'all, and if you don't, we know where you live, we know who you are, we know where you work. If this was indeed said, come, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because, as I said, there's never been, in my view, from a reporter coming up the ranks and to the point of me sitting here, we have seen workers decide that, listen, I wear my party shirt on the parade this time, and others, of course, in their union shirt and union paraphernalia, and all marching together and happy, all, of course, in their various sections as they come orderly with the organization that they are marching with on said day, the Labor Day March. Madam President, you wanted to say? Because I want to know, too, does BEMU have any outstanding issues that they, too, are vexed about this Labor Day that the Department of Labor is ignoring or has not come to the table with them as yet? But, Madam President, go ahead. You wanted to say?
Ms. Miller, as it pertains to Labor Day, I can tell you I've always been kind of a little powerful. I always understood Labor Day from a small child. My mother, she worked in the hotel. She was a unionist as a shop steward and Thomas Bastian. And so we always knew what Labor Day was about. And so we always attended the march and everything. I'm getting all excited about this because what happens to me is this. I've seen the reason, the purpose. When there's when you have lost the use of something, you tend to abuse it. And so we have seen an abuse of workers on the Labor Day parade. The meaning of Labor Day has dwindled. And I say to myself, the late Sir Randall folks would be rolling over in his grave to see what it has come to. Labor Day was about change. When Sir Randall folks made that change and he made that move to go against the government of the day, nobody made no noise. Nobody made no noise. When he decided to take those workers out there to protest because they had concerns, real concerns, nobody made no noise. So why is it noise now in the market when we say all is not well?
Okay, so let's talk about what it is that's not well. Let's just talk about it, because even in the days of Sir Randall, he took a political representation on the Labor Day March. And of course, that was the time of majority rule, I think it was. So therefore, he made up the majority, and therefore, these same people who now in power, back then, those days, they obviously gained the majority. But let's just talk about, you were saying the Ministry of Health, which is the PHA, and the Ministry of Labor have signed on and agreed to a set of amenities and rights and privileges, but they have not honored them.
They're not honoring what they have signed off on, a number of things. We have something in our industrial agreement that speaks to long service a week. Simple as that. When you go to them, nurses apply for this long service a week. Some persons, they get it. Some other persons are saying, no, I don't.
What is that long service a week?
What the long service week holiday is for those persons who would have worked for 25 years continuously without breaking their service. They're entitled to get this week of we call it vacation, holiday, whatever it is, right? You have persons would get it, they would approve off of this. Then you have some persons over here saying, no, die, what it is, this, what it means, this. Come on, trying to reinvent something and do things.
What the agreement is.
Mm-hmm. Right now, for PHA, we have allowances in PHA. The people in Grand Bahama can't get the allowance because somebody is saying, I don't think this is how it's gonna do. I don't feel like.
Who in Grand Bahama? Who?
Man, we have those persons in Grand Bahama, the supervisors in Grand Bahama right now.
In the Ministry of Health?
No, in Grand Bahama and Public Hospitals Authority.
In the PHA in Grand Bahama. I decided that they are going to withhold what it is?
They are going to do it this way. You go out, you do your allowances, and then somebody sign off on it. This one has to sign off on it.
Because these nurses oftentimes have to go and perform extra duties.
Extra duties.
And it's good. It helps makes up the salary, the pay.
Right. And so
somebody sitting in Grand Bahama in the office who figured that they're in charge is denying those nurses this right?
And
that they've already put in the work and effort for?
And our agreement says an employee is required to travel for the performance of his duty and use his private vehicle. For that purpose shall be paid a flat rate of $300 per month. Why are you sitting down in your office saying, I think that's how it is? Come on, let's do this.
Who's that person? You're not.
And I'm sitting down and I'm saying,
shame on you, the person in Grand Bahama who is head of PHA in charge of this area, of giving the people their monthly allowance for going out there. Gas, expensive, you know.
Gas expensive.
The wear and tear on a person's private vehicle is extremely, it's a lot. And so therefore, you're going to decide and make up your mind, according to Madam President here, not to give those people what they've earned for the 30-day period?
They make their decisions and you got to sign off. You sign off, must be 10 persons got to sign off on it before the persons decide to get their money. So you can do what you had to do in January and get paid next year.
And meeting over here, there's a bunch of things going on, but the fact that why the 10 of them can't sign off quickly and get it to the person.
I still have our nurses, and I keep going. I keep saying the chief nurse, the nurse who's responsible for nurses everywhere in this country. She is now the acting director of nursing. She doesn't have a letter to even be sitting in that office acting. Come on, how disrespectful could you be? From more than 3 years ago, this lady, her promotion was inside public service for more than 3 years for her promotion to deputy principal nursing officer. That even ain't done yet. You still have nurses. Come on, man. Shanique, I am tired. I can't march. How I can march when I got to be running up and down to your...
So the fact that you are fatigued a week and a day or out, you know you can be real even more tired then.
More tired because I still running behind these
Any
people.
other nurse can be on the march?
I don't know unless they go with their political parties.
Mr. McPhee, any perhaps quickly one outstanding thing that you need addressed?
Well, it's a matter of promotions. We took some 150 plus matters before the Supreme Court. We agreed to sit to resolve them. Verbally, we got word that the outstanding amount would have been completed, still waiting. We have persons waiting for promotions. Same thing, transportation allowance, housing and rental allowance. I mean, and the list goes on.
And these are people on Family Islands too, huh? Who had to relocate.
That's why they can't get people to go to Family Islands.
Because the payment and all
we
that
have persons
is
who've gone to the
coming.
Family Islands, where the rent in places like Abaco and the rest is like $1,200 for a one bedroom. The ministry says, despite our agreement, we're going to give them $700, and these people have to pay $700 from their salaries for rent. Like, serious? And beg. We had a case where someone begged, send me back home where I don't have to pay the rent. And we had a officer who told them, no, we can't accommodate at the time. Stay, pay the rent, and we ain't doing nothing about it.
And you're not giving anything extra either.
But it even ain't extra, they're entitled to it. While in New Providence,
entitled to the rent.
Yeah, we just saw something in New Providence, some record where we got probably 2 officers alone, $70,000+ for rent. And the question is, are they entitled? But they're stopping persons who are entitled. We voiced this in a meeting a couple of weeks ago. What's done about it? Nothing.
Get it together, get it together.
Nothing.
The public service cannot operate like this. Education cannot continue like this. Health care and the administration of it cannot continue like this. I thank you all so much, and so you all ain't going to the Labor Day March.
I'm tired today.
Tired.
Wonder Woman tired.
Are you all drinking? And you Wonder Woman, are you all drinking iron? Are you taking your vitamins? Listen,
But Shanique,
thank
we
you.
want to encourage all members to please attend church service, as Sir Randall would have appreciated. And then please join us at the various spots where we can offer you the same thing they can offer you, and you can wear whatever shirt.
Stop fighting against unity. Listen, I thank you, presidents. I thank you both very much. BEMU, of course, Nurses Union. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Nowadays, tiles trend like fashion, and Grand Bahama Tiles leads the way with trendy and classic styles from North and South America, Europe, and Asia. Imagine your home with natural stone, elegant marble, sleek porcelain, earthy granite, or slate. Grand Bahama Tiles has it all. They even export to the Family Islands. Maybe it's time to update your style, get the look, and transform your space with the latest tiles trending at Grand Bahama Tiles.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
Measles is on the rise around the world, and the Bahamas is at risk,
which makes us very vulnerable as a nation for the possible outbreak of measles cases.
Every Saturday in May from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Ministry of Health and Wellness will host MMR immunization visits in South Beach, Coconut Grove, Fox Hill, and Elizabeth Estates. Clinics in these areas will remain open until 8 p.m. twice per week. Get your child immunized now.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, we're going to shift gears right now on the show. This Saturday, the Down Home West End Fish Fry Festival, that is an alliteration, right, is happening. And it's happening at Montague. The amazing thing is that there's a huge lineup of the who's who in Bahamian entertainment scheduled to perform. Now, Richard Johnson is CEO of the Down Home West End Fish Fry Festival, and this is not the first year. In fact, it's really something that is for a lot of fun. It also helps grow business, but really the focus is building and strengthening the economy of West End, Grand Bahama, and also empowering a number of people there as well to realize their dreams of business. In fact, when you walk through on Saturday, you will notice that a lot of the vendors there are from West End, Grand Bahama, and that's quite intentional. We are going to speak with Richard right now. Good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here, Shanique. It's good to be in a different capacity today.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. You are. You're very calm. You're relaxed. I don't see you sweating and getting agitated. So I know this is a different thing altogether.
Yes.
But it's good. I'm happy to hear about stuff like this because first of all, Richard, if we could just start by saying how Grand Bahama is poised for such amazing things. You are almost single-handedly trying to say, listen, West End is not going to be left out of this.
Correct. And as you know, West End is the capital of Grand Bahama. I want to repeat that again because people get it confused. It's not Freeport.
West End, I can't say nothing because we don't know it. We think Freeport, Grand Bahama. That's what.
Not. So West
you're saying
End,
that because you're from West End?
No, I'm saying it's the facts. It's the facts, undeniable facts, undebatable facts. And West End, because it was the first of many things back in the day, particularly the 60s, the 70s. As you know, Freeport got developed in the late 60s, late 50s, late 60s. And so at that time, Grand Bahama was always, West End particularly was always the first factory, airport, and various things. And so we would have had the Jacta Hotel in West End. I mean, you hear about the legendary days. Unfortunately, I wasn't born around Jacta, but, you know, I heard great stories about Jacta Hotel. And as you know, a lot of Androsians came into West End back in the day. That's why I have...
there's that tie there.
Mangrove Key roots to me, and South Andrews roots to me. My granddaddy was a grain from Little Harbour, Mangrove Key. And so a lot of the father of West Enders from Andros or Mangrove Key. And so because fishermen, they came in, fishermen sponging on obviously at the Jacta Hotel in the tourism industry. And so this is going to be exciting.
No, it is going to be stunning. We'll get to that in a moment about this festival because this festival this is not the first year, but you have made it huge this year because the lineup I saw, I was wondering where this major concert is happening. And then when I read the flyer carefully and driving around and see the billboards, and there, in fact, there's the flyer. You know what, Justin, if you also have that video where we can hear some audio, I'll stop and let the people hear that as well. But when you look at that flyer, Richard, you have been able to pull together some of the biggest names and faces and acts in Bahamian music today. That is just stunning right there. But let's just go back for a moment before we talk about that. Let's go back for a moment to West End. I visited some years ago as a reporter. I remember doing several feature stories there. This is when there was a major tourism conference in Grand Bahama, and I interviewed Bonefish Foley. That's West End, right?
Yes, correct.
It is such a quaint, beautiful, authentically island part of Grand Bahama that I imagine the people don't want to disturb so much, but they just need this sort of their own economic engine to be moving.
Correct. So Shanique, as you know, West End right now, it's still the family island oriented community that I grew up it is today. Today, we can still leave our door open, our window open, and ain't nobody coming in there. And if someone come in there, we know who that community person is. Mm-hmm. And so again, you see where recently the Member of Parliament has partnership with this, the conch, to do the conch shell, to do the factory in West End, because again, West End has a lot to offer, particularly in the fishing community village in West End. A lot of fishermen come into West End to fish in the conch. So now a factory is going to be manufacturing conch shells and being taught how to
turning them into different things.
Different things and so forth. So you have a lot of people who West End has just always been. I mean, you talk about growing up. You had nightclubs all around the place. You had different mom and pop shops. You had the Star Hotel. The late Austin Grant. You have artist Neely, the late artist Neely, who just got buried last week, who played a pivotal role in the tourism sector in West End. Bonefish Foley, as you know, Rosie Lover and the Chicken Nest. My late granduncle and late grandaunt, Karen Smith and Sherrick Smith, who was big in the industry. Now Coffee's on the Bay. All of these people who have contributed to that industry. And
why have you taken it? Why have you now made it sort of a part of like your whole working life? Really, truly, number one, to stand up for West End always, defend West End, but also to assist in the growth and while keeping it measured, but certainly to empower various residents and those who are business minded through a major festival like this.
Correct, because number one, I am a proud West Ender, proud Grand Bahamian, and I know of the worth and the fight and tenacity that we have, particularly in this industry, that we've always revered and always been predominant in. And so my job is to also say, listen, we need to get back to where we need to be. I was not at that age at that time, but I'm at the age now where I can do more and assist more and use my talents and collaborate with Bahamians just alike to make this festival one of the best festivals this country will ever see in the years to come.
Now let's talk about the fact that, listen, you're also bringing some things that are synonymous to West End and Grand Bahama, but specifically with West End, to this festival at Montague on Saturday. I have heard things like the dishes that you bring and that you have introduced to Nassau.
Absolutely.
Like all of those are going to be featured, right?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about how Montague is going to just transform into this wonderful cultural entertainment, just amazing village that is West End on Saturday.
So the beauty about Montague's already have that beachy, islandly, relaxing vibe at Montague as it is. And so again, you know, it's a tourism destination island. We're going to paint that place, because once you come into Montague, you will see a replica of the Welcome to West End sign that's actually in West End as you come in. And I just want people to know our mantra in West End is the home of the hospitality. And so we are big in that business. Montague is going to be the place where you can come and relax, unwind, enjoy yourself, put your foot in the sand, come back on land, go to various vendors, and to get your pickled conch salad, your conch fritters, your fried fish, your barracuda. By the way, a sign will be put up, eat at your own risk.
Eat at your own risk.
You have, the Wilk salad and combination salad, and you have, listen, those menus, they are to blow your mind. And so the cracked lobsters.
But they sound so good. I'm looking forward to it. Something that you mentioned before, I think it was last year, something that is pickle. What is that?
Conch. So it is conch. It's a spicy dish per se. It's conch, but they I can't tell you all the recipe. It's look reddish. You will look at it and say, but try it. Don't diss it. And if you like spice, if you want to try something new, the pickled conch, in fact, that is our biggest seller. Also, people do the pickled lobster and the pickled shrimp. And so they add that into a salad, and you can have the best salad ever.
Oh man, that
Trust
sounds
me,
good.
it is a die for.
But I'm also looking forward to, Richard, there's something that with the bread and the fish, I'm not sure what y'all call it.
So we call it the pancake. Panny cake, not the Waffle House. This is the panny cake. The homemade panny cake mixed with guava and banana mix. I mean, some of the best panny cake you could talk about. You could eat that just by itself. I mean, sometimes people just ordering that just by itself. And with that fried fish, straight out the pan, Shanique, it's a die for.
It's wellness and it's to live for, in fact.
Yes.
Now let's talk about this lineup that you have, because how are you able to pull these people together for, is this a one-day event?
No.
Or Saturday and Sunday?
It is Saturday and Sunday.
It's a festival.
It's a festival.
It's a festival.
It's a festival.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday.
Again, there is the flyer. Let me know, Justin, if you have the video, because I will just pause to let it play. Because the thing is that this right here, tell us about this lineup. You don't get these people together at all. This don't happen.
Listen, so the porn band, we would have had the porn band last year. We would have Bloody last year. We would have had Ricochet promoting, and we also would have had Mighty Pencil last year. And so we would have just added to it. I mean, when you talk about KB, who's now becoming so strong again in this industry as he is before, and you talk about how do we add this? So let's add Stevie S, who's from Bimini. And you know, Bimini and Weston is one constituency.
Yes,
and so he will be there. You have Johnny Cake, Johnny Shine, of course, Salit. Salit is a dynamic, talented, young, Bahamian, who I admire, who just battled there. Chino D, who rocks the crowd. He's very hygienic. We have DJ Rebel.
Energetic.
And so energetic. Bloody, listen, Bloody would have put on a show 3 weeks ago that we had a happy hour kickoff launch, and we were at the New Village Pub, and let me tell you something, he was just rocking the place. And these guys, I want to thank them for committing to the Bahamian dream about this, showing our talents, demonstrating what Bahamian is all about. I am fully Bahamian music. I don't do too much of that rigor. I'm not a big fan of that. I support fully Bahamian, and particularly young, talented Bahamians who are in the business.
Speaking of young, talented Bahamians and supporting what is fully and authentically Bahamian, the proceeds of this is going towards rebuilding and further building and strengthening West End.
Right.
Talk about how the school is going to, and students are going to be impacted.
So this is it's not an entry fee in Montague, but we will have various donation boxes that will be throughout the festival. Last year, we would have donated to the West End Primary School. They have somewhere under 100 kids. But of course, that's not just all the kids in West End community. So this year, we want to specifically give a grand slam back to school. We're talking about uniforms, backpacks, maybe laptops, bags, books.
So this is to help get kids ready for the new school year.
To new school year.
This is nice.
So we were asking people, please, you're not being charged to come out here, but just give something, $5, $10, $20, whatever you can do, just to help, because this will go, and we have proven where our proceeds have went to the West End Primary School, as we would have did it last year. Also, if we get a lot, then we could start doing some small home repairs for some elderly people in that community. Obviously, as you know, there's a big demand from urban renewal to help persons with roofing issues. And so we want to go and help some elderly people with their roofing out of this as well. And so we are asking our people to please just give back $10, $15, $20. Just give the support so we can demonstrate that we are a brothers and sisters keeper. Also, I want to commend the West End vendors who are flying in from Grand Bahama. We have one from Mangrove Key, flying in here, investing, and sacrificing, and also for them to make money, and so they could then do what they need to do with whatever their personal stuff is. And so, again, this is not about us making money for our pockets. We are also giving back, and we're going to be giving back in a big way, and we demonstrate that. As you see what we're demonstrating now, we're performing in a big way. Some of you are asking, is this free? I said it is, because why? We're building a reputation. This is only our second year. And so as we build and as we grow and as we develop, we will probably charge in the third year, 4th year. Because, of course, this is costly. Obviously, it's costly. And so at the end of the day, we do appreciate our customers. I want to thank some of the most amazing team members that I have. Ms. Georgette Gardner, who's our coordinator for our vendors. She's doing a phenomenal job. Casey Cawley, who's a part of our stage production team. Our sponsors, the Member Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini. We have a lot of people who are behind the scenes assisting and doing their best to help this festival be a strong two-day event. Don't mind the noise in the market. Saturday, Montague is the place to be. And on Sunday, that is the place to be. Don't mind the noise of the market.
But
you're
obviously going well into the evening as well, because of the performances and all of that, and the activities and all the rest of it.
And again, Shanique, as you know, the sun is getting hot, and so we know a lot of Bahamians normally particularly come out in the evening, and so we will be there. Saturday we'll start from 1 p.m. until on Sunday. Obviously, people go to church. We respect that. And guess what, Shanique? Breaking news: the singing bishop. Will be there on Sunday.
On Sunday.
The singing bishop will be there on Sunday. And also what he did with our proceeds to help him, he just feed some people yesterday in the community, and he was able to thank us publicly on that matter. And so he will be there as well. So you all
have already assisted, even here in New Providence, in trying to feed hungry people and get families.
He shared it yesterday on a live feed, thanking the Down and Western Festival for feeding so much people that will be coming to his doors. And so he will be there on Sunday at 4 p.m. Come out, man. This is the place to be. Montague is the place to be.
Speak to the people of Nassau. I know other people are flying in and all the rest of that, and the vendors from everywhere. Taste some food from what other islands cook and how they deliver, right? And you heard the treats that West End already produces. But speak to the people of New Providence, and this camera right here, speak to them about why they should come out and assist, and why it's so beneficial to give back to the future of West End.
Yes. So we have a lot of Grand Bahamians who are in Nassau, and so we want you all to come out. And if we can find you, and don't tell me you didn't hear, we want you to come out and support our Nassauians. Trust me. Come try it out, come test it out, come see for yourself, come unwind, benefit from this, come give back so our children in West Grand Bahama could benefit and have a very powerful and strong going into semester school year. This is the place to be. Saturday, May 31st and June 1st on Montague Beach. Come on and support our Bahamian culture.
Really, really awesome. Richard Johnson, you know what? Just an amazing thing you're doing of giving back, but also helping empower other Bahamians. Then reaching back and helping students to understand the value of education, not to go back to school in the new year lacking in any which way.
Absolutely.
So that's really awesome.
Thank
Once
you,
again, that Down Home West End Fish Fry Festival happens on Montague this Saturday and Sunday. Are you going to be there? Let's eat some of that Johnny cake.
Pancake.
Oh gosh.
Fish and pancake.
Fish and pancake. Let's eat some of that fish and pancake. You heard the guava and all that stuff is in there. It sounds like it's so good. Yes, looking forward for that. Richard Johnson, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. When we come back, we're going to speak with some students. We're going to talk about a battle of the bands that happens on Saturday. You want to hear about this? You all know about the drum roll and all that stuff. Yeah, we can talk about that right after this.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila.
I win. At Island Luck, we take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Luck Sportsbook.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, in this segment, we're going to speak about the Battle of the Bands that's happening on Saturday. It's a huge event. All students are ready. All band departments in schools, especially high schools, are ready to participate. This is really a sort of a project from the Bahamas United Youth Band. I have an excited student who was here since last week just badgering me to get the word out so that more of you can come out and participate and spectate and cheer them on. And so, hey, let's just jump right in. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Jean Joseph, Assistant Director of the Bahamas United Youth Band. And then, of course, someone who is just as excited as the students, Sherelle Brown. Sherelle is a parent of one of the participants. We'll find out exactly with school and all the rest of it. But welcome to Beyond the Headlines, both of you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Listen, let's just talk about, don't be shy, Jane Joseph, don't be shy. Let's jump in quickly and talk about how this is a major event for high schools, for bands, and it gives that whole, Justin corrected me and say, I think I said drumline, it's drumline, yes? It gives that whole thing. Am I, sir, you're the professional here and you know the story, tell it, just go ahead.
Well, on Saturday, the Bahamas United Youth Band is going to be holding fun day and a stakeout, and it is actually going to aid us to get to a Battle of the Band that's going to be happening a little bit later in June. But this weekend we're going to have the Battle of the Band between the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band, and of course the Bahamas United Youth Band. But along with that, we're going to be having some great steak, fish and chicken.
But wait, before you get there, are you all, the Bahamas United Youth Band is going up against those well-established bands?
I mean, of course. We are performing on the same stage. So.
Do you think it's any competition?
Well, they are the military bands of the country. They're well established.
Yeah, but these kids can do the moonwalk in the air and they can do all this stuff. I don't know if those officers on this level anymore.
I would tell them to just be on guard because we have been practicing for a while. And you know, the youth, they have some tricks up their sleeves.
Now this is a fundraiser. Well, before I even talk about the fundraiser, Sherelle, talk about the excitement in your household from your student who was participating and how exciting this is just to see youth interested and obviously paying attention to something that's positive.
Yes, thank you so much. So I have 2 daughters actually that are currently a part of the Bahamas United Band. That would be Grace and Samaya Brown. And when I tell you they are excited, they are bouncing off the wall. Outside of the music that is going to be played, because of the games, they're going to have some bingo, they're going to have kitty corner, they're going to have prizes and surprises. My kids are excited for the fellowship and the opportunity to support a worthy cause.
Yeah, this is really awesome. And talk about why it's important now more than ever, because for people to understand why they need to come out there and maybe purchase a dinner and be there just giving that energy, why it's important to support our young men and young women, especially nowadays?
Yes, I love that question. The reason why I love that question, because as a mother, who is directly affected by the impacts of what happens in society. The Bahamas United Youth Band has become a shelter, a safe haven for young children from the length and breadth of this island to learn, to develop, to mature, and to acquire
And to learn skills that teaches discipline, huh?
I love the way that you say that. So the director, Mr. Deems, is a former director from the Police Reserve Band. He's played with the Police Defense Force Band. He is a teacher, a professional for more than 20 years. And here he, along with his team, with sacrifice, have put this show together for students. It is impacting the community, it is impacting their education, and it's impacting their self-worth. It is important for the community to support initiatives like this because this is what creates the change. We're concerned about crime, we're concerned about so much things that are happening, but at the root...
About also the young people being so enticed and influenced by the wrong things.
Yes. You are correct. And here we are saying, listen, this is a family-oriented event. Bring your children, have fun, encourage them to learn. And of course, things like this are open to the public. For students who want to participate in the band, it is absolutely at little to no cost for persons who are in the community who would like to be a part of this or who want their children to be a part of this. So we need their support for them, for us to keep doing what we're doing for instruments. Now, he talked about earlier about a fundraiser. This fundraiser is for another worthy cause to help us get to the Battle of the Bands that's happening in Cat Island. And so
in Cat Island.
But
look how you all turning up the family islands for the best reasons there is, you know. And you know what, Mr. Joseph, as a male assistant director, you see the headlines. We saw just a troubling headline this week, in fact, in the country. Why is it important for that woman, that man, that family out there to really come in and lend their support, particularly based on what you see every day working with these young people?
Well, just to get to the numbers, for us to get to Cat Island, it's a cost of about $600 per person. We have a band of over 100 students and members and parents who will be going. So that's first off, like the real numbers. Aside from that, being a part of the leadership of this band and being able to impart the knowledge and discipline and wisdom that I've been able to these young men and women, it makes me feel proud to know that at one point I was a young person who was receiving this knowledge in a different setting, and now I'm able to speak life into people, give them encouragement. And this is like, yesterday was one of those days where I just had to remember my purpose. We had a young man who was a part of the band, and his father passed away earlier this year. And he just looked so sad standing there on the line. He was on his trombone, and I went up to him and I just asked him, how he was doing. And he just was like, I just think about my dad. And I had met his father a few times, so I was able to just talk to him for a little while and just tell him some things I remembered about his dad. And at the end of it, we were able to smile, and his spirits came up. So like that's an extreme, but it's very real.
So this is a safe haven as well for so many of them.
It is.
For so many of them.
It is. We never know what people are facing at home or in their communities or even at school. But when they come to band, like you could see the energy. They're around young people who are like-minded. They're able to learn something. They're able to show what they've learned. They're able to march and perform. So we get to see a different side of the students.
And so, Sherelle, I want to ask you, your daughters, how have you seen them transform? Normally you hear about the guys in the band. Now we know that there's the girls in front.
The flagettes.
That's it. Sherelle, you pay attention.
Yes.
You really pay attention. Thank you, because you can tell I know this much about bands, right? But I enjoy it. It's such great, wonderful, good experiences.
Yes.
And if we can just swap out and bring the student in right now, that'd be great. Sherelle and I speak, but Sherelle, let's just talk about how them learning the discipline of handling that baton in the air and being the flagette and of the band. How what you've seen sort of transform and happen in them.
So I love the question. However, my daughters are not flagettes. My oldest daughter, who's 12 years old, plays the flute, and my youngest daughter is learning the clarinet. Now, we do have a flagette squad, and in terms of what I would have seen in my own daughters, the personal responsibility, the discipline, the growth, and the desire. There is a desire to learn the music. There's a desire to go to practice. Mommy, we can't be late. It's time to go. When you find that you have children excited about learning, being excited about positivity. It is our job as the parents to give them every support and every opportunity. And however that looks like, that means selling a stakeout ticket, that means sharing a flyer, that means gathering community support to say, come and be a part of this, then we must do our part to support the vision, not just of the Bahamas United Band, but so our children know that they have the support of us as well as the community.
Well, Darnell, it's good to have you join us. This is Darnell Ferdinand. He is a student of C.R. Walker, but also a high achiever academically, not to mention the extracurricular activities that he's a part of. Are you a part of the band?
Yes, I've been a part of the band for about 2 years now. I've grown on my instrument. I'm now the trumpet section leader, and I can say that we've been preparing, and the entire band is well over excited for this event happening on Saturday.
Listen, we're excited for you all because this is the student I told you all since last week, every day. Shanique, we're still on, right, Shanique? And I'm like, hi, yes, we are. You can come and talk about this. But let's just talk about how the band, learning your instrument and having to show up and practice and get those notes right and the rest of it. How has that influenced you further to be the academically high achiever that you've gained the reputation of being?
Well, being a music student and being a part of a band has instilled me with a ton of discipline. I joined the band in October of 2023, and when I joined, I had little to no knowledge of music. I had just started playing trumpet. I was, cracking notes on the scale, but through hard work, time, and dedication, it has helped me to grow, and it has translated over to my schoolwork as well, because being on top of the stuff at school is not easy work. It is something that you have to dedicate yourself to, something that you must want for yourself. And once you want it for yourself, nothing can hold you back.
I'll tell you what was being said about him. In fact, the first segment of tonight's show, we had Stephen McPhee, who is president of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, and he immediately recognized him and said, Shanique, do you realize who this guy is? I'm like, no, just somebody's been bugging me all week. And he says, no, Shanique, this guy has one of the highest GPAs of any student, public or private. This is really awesome what you're doing. Please, I give you the opportunity to make a final plea to everyone out there watching to come to the Battle of the Bands, when, where, and the times.
All right, so the band fair will be happening on Saturday at Sybil Strong Primary School. We will be out there from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. at night. We'll have everything out there. We'll have a multitude of vendors. We'll have so many games for the kids. We'll have a bingo corner for the adults and maybe students who might want to play as well. We will have performances by the Royal Bahamas Police Band and Defense Force Band, with our band also performing as well. And I can tell you, you won't regret it.
And so what time is that again on Saturday, and where again?
12 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Sybil Strong Primary School on Carmichael Road.
Yes. Thank you so much. Listen, good luck with that. Let's support them, right? I would hear that this student, this one right here in studio, is one of the top, private and public schools, not just public. One of the top performing students is amazing. So let's support them. Thank you all very much. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. I certainly enjoyed having you along and look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.